It should be recording. Yeah, it's recording. Okay, thank you very much for joining, Chris and Doug. This is new to you because I already showed it to Greg and Tony and Byron. This is a new tool that is available to us in our cloud, which is usually either BIM 360 or it's called Autodesk Construction Cloud. So it's a very simple but very effective tool. When we have a model and as we normally work on it, like this is an example that I did for everybody. This is a project that we have in Kelowna, the West Kelowna Fire Station. And in this view, you see everything. It's a building, and then there's everything that we modeled inside. So the idea is that when we set it up, I have to spend a little bit of more time, maybe like an hour or so, and create views. As you can see here, this is the list of views that I created for it. One is duct and mechanical equipment. So what it is everything is turned off except duct, air terminals like diffusers, and mechanical equipment. So nothing else is here in this view. And then I created the view for pipe only. Obviously, in here, you will only see pipe and some plumbing fixtures, whatever is in the model. And the third view that I did is a structural only. In here, we only have whatever comes to us from a structural file. Usually it's walls and columns and whatever else is that they have. So once it's all done in the model and saved and published, we actually can see it all in Autodesk Construction Cloud. You probably are not familiar with that, but it's basically browser-based. This is our project, as you can see, West Kelowna Fire Hall. This is the same file that was published. It was published yesterday at like in the morning. And inside of here a bunch of tools, and one of these tools is clash detection. It's right in here. So you see model coordination, and there's this clashes. This option has to be turned on for the project. So once it's turned on, once the project is published, it will run the calculation for clash detection. As you can see, these 5 views, these are the views that I was talking about. So you see the list of them here and also the list of them here. This is an example. So this is the pipe only view, and it goes against a duct only, and then pipe only, and then structural only. So these are the clashes, and very easily you just click on one of these clashes, and once you do it, it opens a 3D view. Everything is highlighted in the 3D. It's really, really easy to see. Like this is a good example. You navigate because it's a colored, and you see what's clashing here. Visually, it's super easy to see. Just you have to love the fact that okay, you quickly see that there is a pipe clashing with a duct right now. So and that applies to like every other clash. You can select any clash you want. For example, pipe versus structural. Let's see what we have here. So as we can see, you can view the clash here, but also the list of them is right here. So you can click on any of the clashes. It should highlight where it is. So somewhere here it clashes with a structural object. It looks like this is just a slab, floor slab. So
Yes. So for those ones, can you just accept them, Ross?
yeah, you can, and this is the cool thing. You actually can go quickly through some of these clashes, and you can say if you decide in here that this is not a problem, all you do is just you click not an issue, and then this clash can be like you give a reason why it's not an issue. Put a little comment and click OK, and it goes away as a clash. Very easy. However, one of the things that we need to understand, clash is just a clash. It's not an issue. In the construction, if you want to raise it as an issue, it has to be created as an issue.
Okay, can we go back a second? Once you click it and say it's no longer an issue, what happens to it?
It just disappears from the list of clashes.
And never shows up again. So this is a somewhat arbitrary decision by the designer?
Or does it stay there but just doesn't show up in the report because it's accepted?
Let's see. Let's accept any of this.
You probably can pull a report of accepted clashes.
Yeah, okay, you can always go back.
Here's where I'm going with this. Is who's going to be reviewing this? Because if it's the person doing the modeling, and again, I'm not saying they're stupid, but they might not recognize a clash is a clash.
Absolutely right, Doug. It needs to be someone who understands construction and understands what a clash is. It can't be the modeler. This tool is for designers and people who understand how to coordinate with structural and how to coordinate with, other disciplines in architecture.
Right.
And it has to be someone who knows how to go. And so what they do is, like Ross is saying, they click on the clash, and maybe in this case, accept it as a clash, Ross. Like maybe show Doug how you create an issue. And then once you create an issue, it pulls a report.
Yeah, so
for the modeler.
This is an example. As we can see, we have this clash. It all, like, once I click on it, it highlights in here on the left-hand side. So you click and it gives you a breakdown that there is several clashes going on, duct and duct insulation clashing with some kind of a structural section. So once you click on it, and if you want to create an issue, this button appears. So you go and create an issue, and it says click a position on the highlighted models where you want to place the issue. So you click it here, and it's creating an issue that you can send to anybody on the team. Whomever is invited into the project, it will send. See, it's creating this image right here, and now the issue is, it can be filled out in here. Comments can be added, references, and it can be a name attached to it. Hold on a second. So this can be people who will watch the issue, and there should be a list of people who has to address this problem.
So that's good. So does everybody then in BIM 360 have access to this, or they'll get notified via their email?
Yes, there's an option of sending an email in this creating of issue. It can be either an email, or a person will have to be notified by the whomever, manager or engineer, and say, hey, go into your like BIM 360 or ACC and go to clashes. There are clashes that I assigned to you, and you need to complete them. So the person would go into the same like browser and will have to go to clashes or issues, and there'll be issues. See, like we created some test issues right here, Tony and myself, and then this is the list of issues, and you can go into this and address them. So once the issue is found in here, a person will have to go into the model, fix it, and then say completed or could not be completed, and then explanation. So there's a log of it. So there is activity log that you can read what happened to this issue. But again, just want to make sure it's clear. A clash is not an issue. Clash is just a clash that you see in there. It can really like be dealt only if it's a underlined issue that is created by somebody. A lot of these clashes, they just appear in here and they're not really documented. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And so then if I go in and I rectify the clash,
Yeah,
it obviously disappears from this and life is good.
it will disappear, correct. So let's give an example. So let's say there's a clash right here. Let's find one of the clashes. Clearly we see this duct going like through this, sorry, this pipe going right through this duct. So it needs to be either elevated. There has to be some kind of a decision made, solution. An issue is created. So you click on it and create an issue, and you place right here and say the pipe needs to be elevated so it doesn't clash with the ducts. Send. A designer will open this issues in here, goes into the model, finds the issue, elevates the pipe, and he should go back and indicate that this issue was taken care of. So once it's saved in the model, it will also translate into here into the cloud, and it will know after it's published. It will do the new calculations. It will know the pipe has been elevated and the clash will disappear.
Okay, so elevate it.
Elevated now?
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't take like right away because I'll have to go into the model, fix the pipe, then I synchronize and publish, and then once it's published, it takes a while, like an hour.
So somewhat facetious then. So then this simply identifies, you cannot necessarily fix it in this tool.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
So this is the clash. This is the clash detection service, I believe.
Yeah.
And that we should be adding this as a separate service to our contract. I know that, we've been just doing it because, we're supposed to do it, but I think we should start identifying this because we are inadvertently identifying other people's clashes too. So we could, we're coordinating like, hey, look, we have a duct here. Maybe we need to make an adjustment to architectural, structural. I feel like we're going over and above what we're doing in our contract. But on the other hand, it is also taking egg off our face when someone else sends us these reports.
So are you saying we should tell the architect they should be doing this?
No, I believe we should be doing it for our own stuff, but I feel like we should sell this as a
Do you think we
secondary
should
service.
be charging for it?
Exactly. Yeah.
That might be a harder sell, Mr. Pagnotta. I don't disagree with you.
We sell energy model service. It's just another service.
But
I see
again,
benefit.
I think you're going to get the argument from the architect in particular. Well, you should be doing that anyways.
Well, we can sell it to developers first. And I think that they'll see a huge benefit in this because they see it in the field saying, hey, this will help because we're currently spending hours and hours solving these, mistakes.
So what's your markup factor for this?
It's all new, Doug. I don't know, but
10,000, 10%, 15%.
But is
we can
Tony,
charge
like
per run maybe, because we may need 5 runs of clash detection on a particular timeline on a project, and maybe we charge $5,000 per run. Maybe that's high. I don't know. Depending on the size of the project.
Okay, but I'm playing devil's advocate again. Then don't do this, but do your job properly.
Well,
don't do the clash detection.
Is everybody else doing it when they provide their fees?
No, I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that if I'm playing devil's advocate as a pisshead developer,
yeah,
I'm going to say, why should I pay extra for this? Isn't this part of your regular service?
Yeah.
And who's coordinating this?
Well, this is a selling point because not everybody is doing it, but we can say we have a tool and we have it on every project now. And the quality of our work is better, so it's a selling point as well.
I don't disagree, guys. I'm just saying I don't think you're going to find a client that's going to pay extra for it.
But I think you made a good point, Doug. Sorry, just a sec, Tony.
Yeah, go ahead.
You mentioned who's coordinating this. So if there are a lot of jobs now where they're not paying the architect to be the coordinating professional, right?
Yeah.
And
So the architect's not being the coordinating professional. We need to do this to make sure our stuff doesn't hit our own stuff.
yeah,
But beyond that, I mean, there's a certain amount of don't be stupid, don't run through elevator shafts and columns and stuff, right? But if you're doing detailed coordination, clash detection of everybody's stuff beyond just us looking at our own stuff,
yeah.
then I think that that's a saleable service potentially. Like if you're
And
looking at cable trays and other things, right? Like Kevin's got one that he's talking to me today about the structural engineer completely absolving themselves of anything because they don't design the trusses.
Yeah.
and we are getting many jobs where they're bringing on a third party to do this work, and the information that they're providing is totally useless. And I think what Ross has built here, developed through the tool, understanding how to use it is way more valuable. But on the other hand, I think Daniel pointed out that these companies are not only just coordinating, a few clashes between structural and mechanical and others, they're also bringing in lighting layouts and et cetera, et cetera. So it is a full, I mean, we wouldn't be doing that, I don't think, to that level. We would just be coordinating
Well,
it,
yeah,
what we see in
unless
the
we had
model.
people dedicated to doing that, right?
Yeah. But I mean, people are selling the service now is my point. Because of this exact,
Understood.
like, look at what we've done here. Like we drew the drawings, our mechanical drawings, the structural engineer did their drawings, and we all submitted at the exact same time. So no wonder there's 1,000 clashes, right? We didn't get to see their drawings until we
Yeah.
submitted our drawings. So now we've got their model and we have to go back and redo our work because of the design process. Which in this case was a bit screwed up.
No,
but
I think it's wonderful. But another question I've got then, who runs this? Can I run this on my computer?
everybody can, even I can. Ross used me as the guinea
Even
pig.
you,
So
Tony?
if I can do it, anybody can do it. And on that note, I got to run because now I'm going to be 15 minutes late to a meeting. We'll talk to you
It's,
later.
Okay,
it's
goodbye.
a browser based, so you will have a link to it, and you can go and view it. And that's the cool thing. I think a lot of our project managers,
Yeah.
without going into Revit, they can, just for the quality of work, they can quickly go and see and like look at here. You can see right away the clashes and say, look, your
So,
duct is not
Yeah.
in the right place.
so just so I understand then, we're viewing the model, but we're not in the model.
Correct.
Okay,
This is published into the cloud and it's fixed at certain time. And the
okay,
time is actually you can see time where it's registered. So this particular one, like I already showed you, was registered yesterday at like 9 in the morning, 9:08. So that's out of that. Once somebody publish it, like their changes are being made as we speak. Somebody's working on it, and then the person can publish it. And that's another thing. We have now a tool that we can publish every week, so it can be published and change it every week. Once it's published, it takes an hour or two to do the clash detection, and once it's completed, you go again into clashes. It's fixed. You can't do anything. You can, this is just to view, okay?
okay,
Because the actual work is happening in Revit. It's in
Right.
here in the software.
okay. And then, sorry, but flying around in the model here, or in this representation of the model is fairly straightforward.
Very straightforward. It's very easy to navigate. You
Like
click on
zooming,
here,
yeah.
and it's kind of like a joystick. You use your mouse and shift button to rotate or move around or zoom in. It literally doesn't take, it takes you like 5 minutes to figure out how to navigate it.
Okay, and is there a way, like this just indicates the clashes and stuff. Is there a way to show everything?
Yeah, like it's actually
Is
it's
that a
a
different
different
filter or
tool.
turning
It's
the
a
filter
different
off?
tool. So if you go into document management or docs, also it's in Autodesk Construction Cloud. Just to explain it, what it is, ACC It's a new version of BIM 360. It used to be called BIM 360. Now it's called ACC. So this is where our model lives, right here. You click on it, and once you click on it, you get into 3D view, and also you can see all of the sheets and which are published. It's a thing of beauty. Like you can go and navigate through all of the sheets. These are all published online. You can view it. You can actually mark it up. On the right hand side, as you can see, these are markup tools.
Okay, and so these
we
are
only
our
started
actual
scratching
sheets, Ross.
These are sheets, and in here, 3D model. Once you click on the view that you want to see, this is 3D model, and you can see so many things in here. For example, you want to see certain level, you click on the level and you see what's in that level. Currently, there's nothing. Let's see another level. Not much. So, okay, let me try something else.
I think the problem is, Ross, you're cutting at the floor.
Yeah,
at
it
the
looks
cut plane,
like
so you're not seeing things that are in the ceiling space.
Yeah,
above.
it looks like it. Yeah, but there's another tool of doing this. I'm gonna show it to you. So there's this section tool, and you can actually easily kind of move it around and see what's inside. Also, the thing of beauty, I really love it. See, there's actually like running truck, something already placed.
Okay, so I can kind of elevate up and down in that level.
Yeah, that's how you can view things. One of the ways of doing it. But again, this is just the view. You can have a look at other views. For example, same views right here. If you want to see just duct and mechanical equipment, this is all in here. I'm not sure. This is just to view. There's not much you can do, but at least you can view what's inside online. This is pipe only. As you can see, there's a toilet and the pipe goes right through the toilet.
Okay, but there's no way with this to see where the clashes are.
Well, no, this is just to view, and the clash is right in a different tool in the model
Yeah,
coordination.
it would only be if you got lucky and spotted them while you're looking through stuff.
Right. Okay.
Again, clashes is kind of a specific thing. You clash something against something. This is a problem. So in here, like I choose pipe only. This is pipe only view, and in here it clashes. See pipe versus mechanical. This is with all, which I don't want all. I'm gonna turn it off. Why? So you have to select the view, pipe only, for example, and these are the clashes that are given to you. This is the pipe versus duct. This is pipe versus pipe. And this is pipe versus structural.
What do those numbers mean?
Number of identified clashes.
Okay, so sorry,
so
on that sheet, there's 55 clashes?
In that view, you let's say there's like pipe clashing against the structural. There's so many, and it shows how many clashes were found. See, in this particular case, 431 clashes. Pipe.
Sorry, where are you reading this shit from?
Right here. See the 431 clashes, and the list of these clashes is right here. All of them are in this list. You can scroll up and down.
Okay. And then if you click on one,
if you click on one, it will point. This is another tool inside of the clash. For example, you can give it a tolerance of 1 inch right here, and the number of clashes is reduced right away. See? In this case, if you
And
look
what
in
is-
here, it's just not modeled properly. This pipe does not have an actual Y, double Y.
Oh, okay.
And that's why it thinks there's a clash, but it's not a clash. It's pipe just
Yeah.
not properly connected. So that's
Lazy
not an
modeler.
issue. Well, it's just an early model. It's not done properly. It's just for like sample only, you know. But here is the clash. I think shows that there's something clashing with this toilet. Yeah, again, see this pipe is not connected, and it registered as a clash. So clearly,
Okay.
it's not really a clash.
I like how we had the pipe going up to the bottom of our wall mount toilets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not gonna work in real life like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, thoughts, comments, listening, sleeping?
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good tool used by the right person, like we said. For some of these clashes, like is it like, I mean, I'm not a good Navisworks user by any means, but can you filter stuff out initially, Ross? Like if it's going to pick up a bunch of clashes with structures, like a slab or something like that, can you filter?
Yeah, there are settings that can be implemented, and that's something that we can figure out. For example, some of the clashes we don't want to see.
Right.
In settings, we can spend maybe extra 10 minutes and set it up. For example, if there's a structural wall and we don't care penetrating when you penetrate structural wall, we can remove it as a clash. I believe it's somewhere in the settings. So yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm always nervous of like turning off clashes with floor slabs just because that you can ignore potential ones that are really important.
I was just thinking more along the lines of like, if you have a huge project and every floor is going to have
Yeah.
100 clashes with the floor, and you have to go through every single one and click it off and say not applicable, not
Yeah,
applicable.
I don't think they've come up with a really smart one that solves that problem yet. But that is the goal.
No, you can turn off in the settings. Even maybe it's in here. So let's see. In this case, we would have to go to structural view. So structural is right here. Let's say like against the pipe. So see in here, it actually lists the object in the structural. So basic wall. It's easy enough to find. Like let's see the floor. There's this floor, and there are clashes. See, there are like pipes penetrating, and it registered as clashes. So you can probably turn off like floors entirely, so nothing will be registered, or any other type of element. It could be wall, or it could be something. Yes, it is in the settings. I saw it somewhere.
So then are we waiting to implement this?
No, we're gonna start implementing. I think it just takes about an hour and a half for me of more work when setting it up. And actually, some of our legacy or ongoing projects, we can also establish this. It's probably additional 2 hours of work for me, but I need like a special request from a project manager who says, "Hey, I want this to be implemented on my job."
Is this is part of our existing Autodesk package? Like we don't need to pay extra for this, or?
Yeah, we're paying for Collaboration Pro license. It's included.
Okay.
It's included. Yeah, that's what Autodesk likes to do. They kind of show you these are the tools, but you have to pay, and we're paying already for it.
Okay, but then, okay, so somebody's got to put in a request. Then how long does it take to set this up, Ross? Let's say it's a new model.
For new model, I can do it probably additional 1 hour or 90 minutes or so. It took me about 90 minutes to set it up for this project.
Okay.
Obviously, we have about 70 ongoing projects on BIM 360. I will not be able to do it on all of them. But if there is a project that needs it, I can definitely do it. And I
Okay,
also need to know what kind of clashes are needed.
Okay, and then as the project progresses.
Yeah.
Does this automatically update and you don't have any more setup involved?
Exactly. Every time it's published by a designer,
Yeah.
it will update. Yeah. It's that's why it becomes so easy when it's all set up.
Okay, and sorry, your comment about not being able to do every BIM 360 one we've got, how come?
Because right now we have about 70 projects. I will simply not find enough time to do every project.
Okay, so it's the time aspect. It's not a limitation to the software.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I understand that.
And
okay.
others be trained to set this up, similar to setting up a new model, that you don't have to do them all, Ross.
Right. Yeah, I will have to train people on this as well. And some of it I will probably be able to do it in our template. So majority of work will be done in the template. The only thing is I want you to tell me which clashes we need. Because for every type of clash, I'll have to create a new view. So we need pipe, we need duct. I think we need structural. These are the three must. But if there's anything else, like for example, if we have some electrical cable trays, it would be a separate. Big one.
Yeah,
it would be a separate.
Heights.
Conduit, not well, sometimes, but not that much. Panels though, panels and cable tray, transformers, the big electrical stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the next step?
For the clashes, I think every new project that will start, I think we will do it by default. There's no reason why we shouldn't do it. It's a little bit of extra time to set it up.
So to me, the next step, Ross, really is for you to do a training vid on this, like train some people in one of the offices, do a training video, and then just do a training session with each office, I think.
Right. Yeah, I will probably have to do a very similar set of presentations I did for levels and grid. Collaboration for levels and grids.
And we want the office managers and project managers, associates in those training sessions, because a lot of it really is for them. It's not like this is a Revit thing. This is a manage your job. This is when you go, well, I don't really use Revit, so I don't know what people are doing on my job. That's BS now, because you can go in here and you can look at it.
100%, yeah. Yeah. So like I know Byron, for example, he likes seeing like clashes. I think it's a perfect tool for him because he will just go into his project and we'll see the clashes. And he can tell designers, hey, this is where you need to quickly like make adjustments.
Yeah.
And maybe for Chris as well, and I'm sure there are like others. I know Peter, like in Vancouver, he doesn't really use Revit, but he likes to be involved in, this kind of things.
Yeah, but I think this is a simple enough tool that he should be able to master it fairly quickly.
100%, yeah.
Okay, no, I think that's really good. Okay, the question, I guess, is, do we try to sell this? Or do we just initially quietly do it on a few projects? High profile projects, and I don't know. Or do we try to sell it first?
I kind of feel we want to, before we try to sell it, we want to make sure we can
use
do it properly.
effectively.
We have it set up. Yeah, if we use it effectively.
I agree. We should try it out.
So we do it without telling anybody, just so that our models are better, right? And then we try to sell. So we just try to get paid again for stuff we've already done.
Okay. I agree with that. I think, like you say, I think we need to master this first. Get it to a point where we know we can do it. And then also that'll give us a little bit of a background and database as to how many hours we're actually spending doing the coordinating professionals job.
Mhm.
And then we can put a number to it. Because, yeah, I think if right out of the gate we just say, yeah, we can do this, and we haven't really tried and true and tested and how much time, we're either going to oversell or undersell and get ourselves in a world of shit.
So we have this as a test, but it's a small project. It's just a fire hall.
Yeah.
If there's a new project that's coming up, we can do like a bigger test. And right from the beginning, I will set it up with designers, and I will do the training. I'll show what's done. Then I will get the project manager involved, do a little bit of training, and then we can see how it works. Like if you have any idea on any project that's coming up that we can start.
There's two that come to mind immediately. One of them is Foothills Medical FMC NICU renovation.
Okay.
Which is a 66 number on the Calgary directory. And the other one that doesn't start till about April is going to be Arts Commons.
Perfect.
That one is going to be a high profile test. Because we also have to, on that one, model in sprinkler lines.
Okay. Who is the PM for that?
That'd be Edward on both those.
Okay. I can definitely work. Like I understand it's Alex's job, right? Like the first one.
Sokolov will be doing most of the work. Yeah.
Okay.
The other one I wouldn't mind getting on this because we've run into a lot of issues is that Block 22, Chris.
Yeah.
That Georgievic's going to be working on.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, well then that's the plan. Oh, and one more thing, it has to be on our hub, because it can be still done like if it's on architect's hub, but there's some communication that needs to be involved with the architect. Because see, this is our job. It's located on our cloud, and I can control everything. I can turn any option I want, but sometimes we're invited into hub, and then we don't have control. We are dependent on their BIM manager. So that's another thing. But the communication can happen if a new job starts on Architect's Hub. If I get involved early with the BIM manager, I can have that discussion. We can kind of like sort it out and make sure that they turn all of the options for us. Is that kind of understood? Clear?
It is to me. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Well, that's excellent. Nice.
Okay, well, sounds good. So I guess I'm gonna talk.
Sorry, Ross, can you send Jason the link to this recording?
Yes, I will do so.
And then we can discuss it more with him, because I know he's got a number of projects. I think he'd be pretty interested in getting his hands on or getting this involved in those projects.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, super.
Okay, well, thank you very much for attending.
Stuff. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
That was
Russ.
very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Ross.
Yeah. Bye.